What's good? It's Woog. Wow, Little Sims is already following up her 2021 album, Sometimes I Might Be Introvert. She just announced through social media that she is dropping a new album. Didn't give a specific date, but she's dropping a new album called No Thank You. Little Sims is the British rapper who, she's been dropping mixtapes since like 2010. But she then started dropping EPs from 2014 to 2016, 17. Then she had an album in 2016, Stillness in Wonderland, kind of went under the radar, still pretty regional, pretty local. But it was the Gray Area album in 2019 that was kind of her breakthrough. It was nominated for a Mercury Prize. And Gray Area was very good. That was one of my favorite rap albums of 2019. One of my favorite albums overall of 2019. And then she had a EP in the middle of 2020 called Drop 6. And it was after that, 2021, when she dropped the album Sometimes I Might Be Introvert. And that was my favorite album of 2021. I had done a best of 2021 list, and that was on the very top of it. And that album, unlike Gray Area, which was nominated for a Mercury Prize, Sometimes I Might Be Introvert won the Mercury Prize over very good other albums by artists like Wet Leg and Self Esteem, bands that have been surging. No, Little Sims won the award this time around. And I wonder if with this next album, she's going to work with the same producer that produced all the beats on Sometimes I Might Be Introvert, Inflow. Inflow also produces on Salt, S-A-U-L-T, Salt Projects. But I was surprised to see this announcement for this new album because, it was September of 2021 when she dropped Sometimes I Might Be Introvert. But usually when somebody drops an album that is such high quality, the album had 19 songs, but it flowed. It was like a concept album, but it had 19 tracks on it. And I do not exaggerate when I tell you that the production and the rhyme concepts, not to mention the lyrics and even the features, like Cleo Soul had a great feature on track 2 called Woman, and Abong Jayar had a great feature on the song Point and Kill, my favorite song of the album. That's one of my favorite songs in 2021. I do what I want, I do what I like. Go listen to Little Sims Point and Kill featuring Abong Jayar. That is such a great track. That is such the beat, the music. You can't help but move to it. It's riveting. And his feature, his voice is such a special voice, and he just kills that verse chorus combination. Beautiful song. But usually when an artist drops an album as good as Sometimes I Might Be Introvert, I usually assume that it's going to take at least a couple of years before they follow that up. But yeah, no, it's 2019 is when she dropped Gray Area, then dropped the EP Drop 6 in 2020, then in 2021 dropped the Mercury Prize winning Sometimes I Might Be Introvert, which also, by the way, Metacritic at the end of every year, and like they're doing it right now, they aggregate pretty much all of the publications, whether you're talking Rolling Stone, Spin, Pitchfork, Stereo Gum, New York Times, NPR. They take all the different lists and they take all the different publications year end, best of 20 whatever, best of the year list. You know how they'll have the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some of them will do a top 10, some will do a top 30, some will do a top 50 best albums of the year. Metacritic will then say, okay, you get 3 points per number 1 ranking. You get 2 points for a second place ranking. You get a like 1.4 being ranked like 3rd through 10th. So they basically total up how well your album measures up, stacks up in all these different publications' best of lists. Sometimes I Might Be Introvert was the number 1 album in terms of critical list topping in 2021. So you could make the argument that Sometimes I Might Be Introvert was the best album of 2021. So yeah, this was very exciting news to see that Little Sims is already following this album up with her upcoming album, No Thank You. Again, I wonder if she's going to continue to work with Inflow, who also produced Gray Area. So he produced Gray Area and Sometimes I Might Be Introvert, and he's the producer for Salt. I hope she is working with Inflow. Maybe she mixed it up and works with, a couple other producers on a couple different tracks. But I don't think that you want to mess with something that is this good chemistry-wise. Go back, please. Go back and listen to Little Simz' album, Gray Area from 2019, and then listen to her 2021 album, Sometimes I Might Be Introvert. Like, I am not exaggerating when I talk about how good these albums are. So yeah, music fans, rejoice because Little Simz is returning. Let me know what you think of Little Simz in general. Are you a fan of her music? Have you heard Gray Area or Sometimes I Might Be Introvert? Do you love that song Point and Kill as much as I do? Again, that is one of my favorite songs from 2021. By the way, the song that follows Point and Kill up, Fear No Man, another very good song. It almost had Fela Kuti vibes to me. But yeah, that Sometimes I Might Be Introvert album hardly has a weak track on it. I even like the Little Q interlude and song combination. I like Standing Ovation. I love how the album closes out with How Did You Get Here and Misunderstood. I love those two albums that close the album. I love the album opener called Introvert. It's a long track, like 6 minutes long, but she opens that album out with a bang. Like, when I was first listening to the album, I'm like, the rest of the album can't be good as this track one, because this track one is fire. I was wrong. The rest of the album is that damn good too. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you love music like I do. I'm Woog. Thanks for tuning in.